We know a lot about how music heals the soul, provides a sense of identity and purpose, and acts as that outlet for self-expression. But how much do we know about how the industry also kills the souls of artists, DJs, producers, musicians? Hey there, I'm Pascale Yav here with Wavy, Attuned, where we merge music, information, and entertainment into one place and bring you content that will inspire and empower you. So, contractual disagreements, struggling to finance your music, dealing with isolation and exhaustion caused by attending all those tours and gigs. If you've been in the music industry for a while, then these are issues you may be quite familiar with. And if you're new to the music industry, these may even be issues you've been warned about. The struggle with well-being among artists is real. And while these issues are enough to discourage any aspiring artist, not all hope is lost, because in this video, I'll be sharing 5 ways to deal with some of these issues and promote the well-being of artists. Side note, anywhere you hear the word artist in this video, I'm referring to DJs, musicians, producers, and music performers. But before we get into it, why don't you hit the subscribe button right down below so you're always notified about new videos we have on the channel. So let's get right into it. Here are 5 ways to promote the well-being of artists. Number 1, set boundaries. When you're new in the industry and energetic, you're willing to bend over backwards to present your best work because every opportunity feels urgent, and maybe getting that much needed exposure is a priority. Or maybe you're an established artist with great releases and multiple features to your name who's being made an offer that just isn't quite what you budgeted for. What do? There is an endless list of dilemmas you will face as an artist in the industry, which will challenge your boundaries and ultimately affect your well-being. A good way to exercise boundaries is to assess what the benefit versus loss would be if you accepted something. So, is that check really worth the time I'm putting in the night before a big exam? Am I really going to leave my family behind for a whole week for that offer? Especially when it comes to money, if an offer or contract does not make financial sense, it is important to assess what other benefits there might be that may add value to you. Know your worth and be a little bit picky about which offers you accept. But it is important to note that healthy boundaries are also flexible and change to accommodate your current context, your emotional needs, and the stage of development you find yourself in as an artist. So if you're a new artist who values gaining exposure and learning to play in a crowd, then maybe playing for free might not be such a bad idea after all. Although the benefit here is not necessarily financial, it still adds value to your music career. Only extend your boundaries if it leads to growth either personally or professionally. Honoring your boundaries does not only benefit your well-being, but also adds a sense of respect and appreciation for both who you are and the art that you represent. In the comment section below, let us know, what are some boundaries you've put in place as an artist? We'd love to know your experience. Point number 2, find a mentor. If you're struggling to set boundaries, then it may be wise to find a mentor. Pick someone who you look up to, someone you trust, and ideally somebody who's in the same industry as you are. When you experience a big change in your profile as an artist, you're bound to get more attention, and you may even begin to see your priorities shift as you accommodate your new status and activities. You may even struggle to juggle various departments of your life, and this may leave you feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. It is at this point that finding a mentor becomes crucial. A mentor is someone who can guide you as you navigate issues like time management, decision making, and dealing with attention, especially that from social media haters, which there are plenty of. And they may also help you deal with boundaries in the way you go about setting your business. They may even share their experience with you because they've been there, done that, and help you avoid making certain mistakes that could cost you a lot in future. And on days when you don't feel well or just need someone to talk to, a mentor may be a great go-to because they're a safe place to fall apart. Now, in an ideal world, everyone should have a mentor. But the younger in the industry you are, the more essential it becomes that you find a mentor, because there's a lot you are yet to discover about yourself, the industry, and your role in it. Point number 3, find a community. Being an artist is great because your career has the potential to take you all over the world on tours, meeting some of the most iconic figures you've aspired to your whole life. But reality is, it can also get very lonely, and the longer time you spend away from your family, the more disconnected you can feel from your support network. But who is your support system? Who is your community? Before you became the star that you are, who supported, believed, and invested in your dreams? Who do you feel comfortable to be around with without a need to perform? Where do you feel appreciated and accepted, not tolerated? That's where your support system lies. It is crucial to maintain a support system because we all internally have a need for belonging. And at the end of the day, when the fancy lights and loud equipment go off, I want to know that I have a safe place that I can go home to where I'm loved and unconditionally accepted. Your support system not only acts as your community, but also acts as the people who help keep you grounded when your head gets too big from all the stardom. Point number 4, avoid competing. While it's important to keep up with trends and what others are up to in the industry, it is also important to not let it get to your head to the point that you start competing. Because here's the truth. There'll always be someone who's better than you or knows something that you don't. And guess what? It's okay. As an artist, you want to keep enhancing your art. So at most, seeing what others are up to should help guide as a strategy that you'll formulate to be a better version of yourself, not a copy of someone else. You want to keep growing and to keep exceeding your own expectations sometimes. You want to know that you're performing better than you did yesterday, not better than other artists did, because you are not them. And point number 5, rest. It is very difficult to feel inspired when we are tired, and rest goes so much deeper than just 8 hours of sleep a night. As artists, when we don't rest, we struggle with creativity, and it eventually leads to frustration, which affects the quality of the work that we put out. It is actually quite difficult to deal with the fact that our art is both what relaxes and inspires us, but at the same time exhausts us. So if you're an artist, be sure to immerse yourself in environments that both relax and inspire you, such as being out in nature or attending a cozy jazz lounge. You may be a music producer who's used to being cooped up in studio, attending recording sessions all day. It's a good idea to get out and attend a few live events every now and again where you're not performing. You may find that the change in scenery, the different environment and atmosphere surrounded by talent sparks new ideas and creates a sense of expectation for what your art holds for the future. I hope these points are useful in helping shape your journey as an artist, specifically with regards to prioritizing your well-being. While we can't always control the cards we are dealt with as artists, we can control the mechanisms we put in place to prioritize our well-being. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for sticking around. I hope you got something valuable out of it. If you enjoyed this video and would like more content like this in future, why don't you hit the subscribe button or drop us a comment telling us what you enjoyed most. We'd love to see you again next time. But from me, Pascale Yav, this is Wavy Attuned. See you again.